Put on a Journey record. What do you hear first? Probably the voice, maybe the guitar. Today, ignore them both. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dave's Side One. I'm Dave, your host, over here at Art of Listening Records, where every record has a story, and every story starts on Side One. Yesterday, we started this week by listening for the identity of an album. Today, we're going to deliberately move our attention. Journey gives us plenty of obvious things to listen to. Steve Perry, Neal Schon, big melodies, big choruses. But this time, I want you to follow Steve Smith. The easiest way for me to describe a drummer is he keeps time. True, but incomplete. A metronome keeps time. A drummer makes time feel like something. And that difference is where the listening gets interesting. First, listen to where the beat feels like it sits. Does the song feel like it's leaning forward? Does it feel relaxed? Does the groove feel heavy? Does it feel light on its feet? You don't need to count anything. You don't need to identify a time signature. Just ask, how does the beat feel? That's enough. Now listen to what happens underneath a singer like Steve Perry. A powerful singer can fill a lot of space. The drummer has choices. Push harder, pull back, accent the vocal rhythm, leave room, build into the chorus, stay out of the way. And that relationship changes how large the vocal feels. And once you notice it, it's hard to stop hearing it. Next, listen to the transitions. Verse into chorus, chorus into bridge, into a guitar solo, back into the vocal. A fill isn't automatically interesting because it's complicated. What matters is what the fill does. Does it announce the next section? Does it lift the energy? Does it create anticipation? Does it make the next downbeat feel inevitable? That's movement. And this is where I want to avoid turning the episode into a drum lesson. I don't care how difficult something is if it doesn't make the song better. Technique matters, of course it does. But from the listener's chair, the better question is, what did that choice do to the song? That's what we're listening for. Now listen to volume and density, not just loud and quiet. Listen to how much is happening. A drummer can simplify, and suddenly the vocal has more room. The drummer can add weight, and suddenly the chorus feels bigger. A cymbal opens, and the entire track can feel wider. The song didn't change, but the emotional size of the moment did. Now let's talk about space, and this may be my favorite part. Listen to what Steve Smith doesn't play, because good musicianship isn't always adding. Sometimes it's leaving room for the vocal, leaving room for the guitar, leaving room for the bass, leaving room for the arrangement to breathe. The drummer can be absolutely essential without making every moment about the drums. And here's where evolution matters as an album. Don't test this idea on one fill or one chorus. Follow the drummer through the record. Different tempos, different moods, different song structures, different levels of intensity. Does the drummer adjust? Does the feel change? Does the musical judgment stay consistent? That's a much more interesting test of a player. So on today's Side One test, let's have a drummer test. How does the beat feel? How does the drummer take the song from one section to another? How do the drums change the size and intensity of the arrangement? What does the drummer intentionally leave open? That's the drummer test. So try this with a record you know. Put it on, and for one song, make yourself ignore the singer. Ignore the guitar solo. Ignore the lyric. Follow the drums. Then do it again with another song. You may discover that you're hearing an album you thought you already knew. So my verdict, that's what Steve Smith gives me on Evolution. I'm not listening for whether he can impress me. I'm listening for how he moves the music, how he supports the song, how he changes the dynamics, and how much space he leaves. A great drummer doesn't just keep the band together. A great drummer changes how the band moves. So here's tonight's Side 1 spin. What album sounds different when you deliberately follow the drummer? Come back and tell me the drummer, the artist, the album. And don't just tell me they're great. Tell me why they're great and what they're doing to make them great. Tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing again. Stop following the lead vocal and listening to everything that happens behind it. Well, that's it for today's Side 1. Thanks for spending a little time with me, and please keep that needle in the groove and listen to the drummer. Talk to you tomorrow.